Good afternoon, San Diego Mission Bay Boat and Ski Club. It is Monday, November the 4th. Welcome to November. This is going to be a relatively short briefing. There are a couple of things that I want to cover. One is regarding elections. There are still some questions being asked about absentee ballots. There's postings in the club on the front door, basically back door, all over the place, talking about the basic rules, fundamental rules. I'm going to pull up the calendar here in a second. Basically, you're supposed to send a request in writing by email to the financial secretary requesting an absentee ballot. Technically, in writing, if we go by the bylaws, it's supposed to be 20 days, and we're supposed to receive it 20 days prior to. The reality is, tomorrow is the second nomination, so the ballots can't really be filled out until we have all of the nominations in. Every ballot needs to be numbered, so we need to know who needs an absentee ballot. So let's have you, if you're not going to be around 2 weeks from tomorrow. Again, I'll remind you when I pull up the calendar here in a second, so I don't get the dates wrong. Send an email. Financial Secretary, all one word, at sdmbbsc.org, and just request your absentee ballot and let John know who you are. So that is that information. Also, this Saturday, I'm excited to report it's going to be our first event with a group called the Blind Stokers Club. So this is an expansion, if you will, of our club towards an existing club that sort of has similar events to our blind ski clinics. Let's have a look. So on Saturday, these folks will be on our property. So Blind Stokers is essentially a tandem bicycle event. This ride is a salute to veterans. It's going to start from our club on Saturday morning at like around 8 or 8:30. But similar to our blind ski clinics, it's going to drain back into the club just before noon. So and how it works is that the visually impaired or the sightless individual is on the back of the tandem bike, and then of course the sighted person is doing the steering. And so I assume a stoker is a reference to the guy in the back who has to do all the work. So I'm excited about that, and the reason I'm bringing it up now is because I don't know that how well it's been communicated, but the original idea was just to use our core volunteer group that's already participating on the blind ski events. So the after event lunch where we're serving burgers and things of that nature. So if you haven't been notified, but you're one of those core volunteers, assume that we're going to need you this Saturday. Let me just call that up on the calendar here. That's going to be Saturday, the 9th of November. So plan to come down, I don't know, 11, something of that nature. I believe Renee Donner has put this together, and she's probably going to be reaching out. I'm not 100% sure, but just show up. We'll find something for you to do. So let's go back to the election topic. So tomorrow is the 5th, and at 6:30 tomorrow is second nomination. So if you're interested to be on the board of directors, be an officer, be Commodore, whatever, come down, nominate yourself, or have somebody nominate you, and then the election is actually 2 weeks, election day, 2 weeks after. My notes here show that the polls open at 1 o'clock, but let's double check here. Yeah, 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. on November the 19th. And that's a Tuesday. Actually, tomorrow is actually Super Tuesday, ain't it? Or tomorrow's a real election day. So anyway, I think that's the briefing that I had. Also, just a side note, yesterday we had a really interesting, productive meeting with the director of the YMCA, Dick Chappell. Brought this individual, introduced him to the club, and with the help of Paula, we started sharing ideas about how we can work together from a community standpoint with the YMCA groups. You know, a couple of topics that came up of interest are youth water skiing, but for sure, you know, kayaking, youth kayaking, outrigger canoeing, things of this nature. So there's a whole lot of opportunity for the club to really in 2025 to even take another step in enlarging our footprint in the community and contributing within our charter. We're also looking for people. Brian sent out an email to the board of directors last week regarding somebody who might be in their wheelhouse to help us understand and focus on grants that are available from local, county, and state funds that are essentially designed to do what we do. Right now, I think we're sort of at capacity from a human resource standpoint to really dive into that stuff. We could use some help with that. If any of that stuff, it's not a really great description of what we're trying to do there. But if any of that even remotely sounds like something that you might be in your wheelhouse, or you might have some skill set regarding that, we can lead you down the direction of where that information is, and then that would be helpful. So the dream is 2025 for the San Diego Mission Bay Boat and Ski Club to even go up another couple of levels in our relationship with the city and our community, and really leaving a strong impact on Mission Bay and all things related to recreation and water sports. I think that's all I had. You considered yourself briefed the best I can do. There's probably still a lot of questions. I'm certainly not an expert, but there's postings on the front door and the back door and they're everywhere. So look around or find Mike and Heather. They know the most right now, and they're kind of organizing that. And show up tomorrow night if you want. I think there's probably free pizza. That's what I got. You guys enjoy yourselves, and we shall see you down at the club.